Hi, I'm Bob Reccord, and I'm looking forward to being with Abigail Women's Center on September the 29th to be with the staff, the board, volunteers, supporters, and friends of the ministry led by Betty on the point in the battle for life. For the last number of years, I've had the privilege and honor of going literally from coast to coast, helping to raise funds for pregnancy resource centers that have made such an overwhelming impact and difference in our culture fighting for life. And there's much to be thankful for. I mean, think of it. After 49 years of Roe and Casey being in place, wow, we've now seen it overturned this year by the Supreme Court of the United States. We're also thankful for all those who have stood immovable during those years for life at all phases, from conception to death, and for 5 very brave justices, and the presidents who appointed them as originalists to the Constitution, and how they stood firm on what the Constitution said, not just what opinion might prefer. And what a mighty opinion that majority opinion was, penned by Samuel Alito. Listen to what he said. He said, the Constitution does not confer the right to abortion. He went on to say that Roe was egregiously wrong from its start, and its reasoning was exceptionally weak, and the decision has had damaging consequences in our nation. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, a former justice who stood avidly strong for abortion and the woman's right to have one, she herself admitted that Roe was a heavy-handed, in her words, judicial intervention. In addition to the Thanksgiving, there's a fresh call to battle, though. And this is no time for victory laps. Please don't hear me say that I'm not as excited as you are, but I know the battle is still on. In fact, it has heated up. Rather than having a major national battle, the courts have now put the whole decision where it belongs, constitutionally, and that is in the states, with the legislation and the decision of the people. But that means we've moved from one overwhelming large battle on a national front to a battle with 50 fronts in 50 states. We also must evaluate how we've done pregnancy resource centers in the past. There's so many good things, but do we need to adjust some for the coming post-Roe generation? And we must strive to see that pro-life candidates are elected overwhelmingly in both 2022 and the coming 2024. It was Ronald Reagan who told us all, Americans have a duty to protect the life of an unborn child. And I know you believe that, and so do I. So as I come to be with you, I'm looking forward to hopefully inspiring you, motivating you, informing you, but also challenging you for the next phase of the campaign for life, because it has so many ramifications, and it is, I believe, the point of the spear of the battle for our culture and the soul of our nation. So let me close with this. While there's a lot to be thankful for, and while there's a fresh call to re-up for the battle, listen to what Paul said to the church in Corinth in 1 Corinthians 16. I mean, after all, Corinth was a culture awash in liberalism, awash in ability to do whatever you wanted and whatever you thought felt good. Listen to what he said to the believers there in 1 Corinthians 16, beginning with verse 13 and then 14. He leaves them with this word. So be on your guard. Stand firm in the faith. Be men and women of courage and be strong, but do everything in love. That's my challenge to you as I prepare to come to be with you on September the 29th. I'll see you then. And oh, by the way, be sure, bring a friend, a neighbor, a relative, or a work associate with you. Let's have the biggest banquet this pregnancy center has ever had. I'll see you then.